We're a blended family, so we have two other parents that are not inside our home and their kids are there, so our exes. And one of the exes, my kid's dad, had a complete mental health breakdown and stopped paying child support, got really sick, and went to jail. So that child support went away. And then the other parent, who was also paying just a little bit, also at the very same time stopped. And my car got into an accident that I wasn't responsible for. All of these things hit at once. So we had COVID, so I wasn't working as much. Not that I had COVID, but COVID was going on still. I couldn't work, the child support suddenly stopped, and then all of our bills were due. And I don't even recall why I called GraceWorks or who suggested that I call GraceWorks. Really helped when COVID first hit. We didn't know if we could go to the grocery store and we didn't want to be exposed, but we needed to get food and money was an issue. So I think that I recalled seeing something that said, hey, we're still here, we're still helping. So I called, and whoever helped us out, it's really difficult to ask for help. And I could cry just even talking about it, because not because it was hard, but because it's really humbling. We have teenage kids. Having somebody on the other end of the phone, which sounds cliche, who was so not judgmental and welcoming. And the woman who I spoke with, she was like, okay, we can help you out with rent. How are your utilities? Okay, and just went through everything to make sure. And that help allowed us to recuperate and just get back to where all of our bills were okay. The stress of not being able to pay your rent, if it were just my husband and I, is one thing. I feel like that, I know I'm always going to be okay. I would be dealing or wrestling more with my own pride, but not knowing if my kids have a place, if I can still provide a place for them, or if that's the real scary place. My kids going through the trauma of their dad being mentally ill and being in jail was enough. And I'm looking at their mental health and their grades and how are they going to function right now with all of that going on. And so the thought of them having any idea that there was financial struggle during that time, they can tell by how the refrigerator looks, but for them, that was my real concern was, oh my God, I felt like it was all going to come crashing down. Here we go. We can't pay our bills. Their life is going to change, and they're having to process all of this emotionally. Because we had GraceWorks help, they didn't have to know about any of that. GraceWorks rallied around us and supported us and made sure that all those details were taken care of too. So I'm already dealing with the stuff with my kids and the exes and the money. And if I would have had somebody that was just doing paperwork and wasn't this soft spot, that's what made it not about money and about earthly stuff, and more about like pulling me into the fold and going, hey, let us help your family. That's why we're here. If not for GraceWorks, my kids would not have had as stable of a foundation throughout all the trauma that was coming at them at that time.